Hey, Cooks and Clarence, it's your old pal, me, sneaky motherfucking Adma, bruh. So in today's video, it's going to be a fabulous story for you guys today, because I haven't done one of these in a while, and there's been a lot of serious shit going down in the YouTube community. So I thought I'd brighten your days up, my own depressing stories that make me contemplate my own life some of the days. Now, you may be asking, Adma, how's your day going? Well, my day's going pretty good. I haven't thought about suicide in the last 3 hours, so I think we're off to a good start, guys. How's your day going? So anyway, this is going to be the story of how my life got turned upside down. This is going to be a couple stories really packed into one giant topic. And this is going to be the times I was either threatened or insulted out loud, like not just public, like to my face, where these guys, well, one guy did it over the phone. The other guy called me a little bitch walking out the store. But I'll get into all the juicy details that you guys are just dying to know about my pathetic life. So I'll start with the time that I was actually threatened over the phone by some dude. And it was actually, it was a nonchalant threat. It wasn't like I'm gonna come there and kill you or some gay shit like that, like some pussy ass shit, right? This was some guy on the phone, right? It was like I was supposed to go in at 4. I came in at 4, and I wasn't having a really good day as it was, because I figured out that I had a really bad sinus infection, and I was pretty pissed that I had to pay for it all. So I came in on a pretty bad note. As soon as I walked into work, not even 15 minutes, I already helped 2 customers. We were pretty busy, and then I was told there was a golf shoe call on one of our lines. So I was like, oh great, I know nothing about golf shoes. They stand on grass. What else do you want from me? He goes, is this golf? And I said, yep. So the guy already seems rather rude, right? So I pick up the phone. I say, hi, my name's Adma. How can I help you today? And this fucking guy, man, he goes, yeah, is this golf? It's like, no, dude, I just said, no, this is Adam. How can I help you? I'm clearly trying to help you, regardless if it's golf or fucking hula hoops. Like, shit, dude. I didn't say that to him, but I said, yes, it is. And this guy goes, and he asks me if we have the Tiger Woods golf shoe. Now, this is a pretty fucking obscure question, okay? Because there's a lot of different Tiger Woods kind of things. I asked him, I was like, well, do you know the model name? Because at first I didn't know. Like, at first I didn't actually know the shoe was just called the Tiger Woods golf shoe or whatever. And on the box it says TW, standing for Tiger Woods, of course. But at first I had no idea. So this guy didn't give me the benefit of the doubt. I asked him, I said, do you know the model number and the brand? And he goes, I don't know. I just think it's the Tiger Woods. I think it's made by Nike. I need this size. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll go check for you. I guess he kind of took that the wrong way as me being rude, but I was genuinely just saying, hey, I'll go check for you. So he gave me a size or whatever. Before I hung up the phone, he says, well, maybe if you can find this size for me, guy. And I was like, okay, well, you're going to be that way. So I said, okay. And then I just put him on hold and put the phone down. So I walked to our little golfing area where you can buy all your wonderful retirement needs in the golf section. And I figure out the shoe's called the TW or whatever the fuck, Tiger Woods golf shoe. I find the size. I pick the phone back up and I give him all the information. I say the price, the color, we have his size, blah, 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 blah. And he goes, all right, well, you can walk that up to the front for me. And I was like, okay, they'll be up at the front of the register for you. And I guess I was kind of being rude to him. And he goes, yeah, and you know what? How about you drop the attitude? And I was like, okay, well, you started with the attitude with me first. And then he goes on to talk about how I was the one to give him the attitude first. And I was like, well, you started with me first. And I told him your shoes will be up at the front for you. He's like, yeah, you know what? I'll be in there and I'll be looking for you. And I was like, okay. So I hung up the phone. So I walk over to my manager. This guy's name is Ron, by the way. My boy fucking Ron, dude. Ron's a legend. Ron, if you ever watch this, if I ever get to be famous, fuck you, Ron. So I go and talk to one of my managers about it, and I was like, so yeah, in about maybe 10-15 minutes, if I get into a physical fight, just know it's just me fighting over some fucking golf shoes. So the guy calls back and tells my manager that I was being a dick to him, and then has her go look for the shoes after I already had told him I found the shoes. These are the shoes. Their shoes are up front. But he had to call back and obviously complain about my service. But seeing we have a smaller store, everyone's kind of like family. Like we're all cool as shit with each other. So like my manager got my back, and I was like, ha, fuck you, Ron. Ron never did come in. Little Ronnie boy never caught these fucking hands for throwing that shade down, dude. We'll remember Ron. Hashtag remember Ron. So the next story is the time I got called a little bitch. Now, this is probably one of my favorite retail stories of all time, because the way it had all went down is this guy's a complete fucking moron. So earlier in the day, it was me, another female manager, and a couple other coworkers, and I was going back to the gun counter to help out these 2 gentlemen. One of them was in a wheelchair, and the other one was just, I think, like his son or something. He wanted to buy a gun, so I was like, okay, well, fill out all this paperwork, blah, 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 blah. I can't really discuss the paperwork because I don't know what I'm legally allowed and legally not allowed to say. So I had him fill out all the paperwork, and on one of the questionnaires, numerous questions. He had answered one of the questions incorrectly, meaning I had to deny him being able to buy a firearm, because if I would have sent him out the door, it would have been illegal, or the FBI would have caught it doing the background check, whatever. So this guy goes off a fucking gasket, right? And he goes, well, is it because of this? And I'm just sitting there like nodding my head, and I was like, yeah, probably. If you know why you probably can't buy a gun, maybe you shouldn't try and buy a gun. So he goes off all steamy, and his son's like, come on, Dad, let's just go. They leave, and about maybe almost an hour to the end of my shift, the new people were coming in for the changeover and the switch out, and one of my other managers comes in, and the same guy, his son actually comes back without his dad this time, but comes back with his 2 kids. They go back there, and I tell my manager, I was like, yo, look, he was in here earlier. Dad tried to buy a gun, but I had to deny him for him answering one of the questions wrong. And I was like, it's this gun. If he tries to buy this one, don't sell it to him. Otherwise, he's trying to buy it for his dad. So my manager's like, all right. Manager went back there. This guy actually was expecting me to go back there, because he was like, yo, Adam, are you gonna meet me back there, bro? And kind of gave me like a little wink, and I was just like, yeah, sure, I'll send someone back there for you. Apparently, he thought I was just gonna like do something totally illegal to not only put me in prison, but also put him in prison. Or not even, I don't think I would have been put in prison. I probably would have just lost my job over it. But still, that's pretty bad. If you sell a gun illegally to somebody, it's pretty fucking bad. Not to mention, you can go to jail too. So he goes, I sent my manager back there because I didn't want to deal with it. So my manager goes back there, denies him, and there's this whole whatever about it. And my manager goes through all the motions saying this is illegal, blah, 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 blah. You can't do this, blah, blah, blah. I'll sell you any other gun besides that one. So I'm sitting up at the front. I'm on the phone for another customer. And as this guy starts walking towards the door, and I'm sitting there on the phone, I'm looking towards the door. So he obviously makes eye contact with me and goes, yo, Adam, why'd you tell him that, man? He sounds like so fucking disappointed, right? Like so disappointed. Like he's my dad or something. Like, I'm so disappointed in you, Adam. And then I just look through a noose and wonder, man, when will it end? Then he goes on, and then I just kind of like nod my head because I'm on the phone, and I was trying to look like I was on the phone talking to somebody, so I didn't really pay much attention to it. I just nodded my head or whatever. He goes, yeah, well, guess what? You're a little bitch. And I was just like, pulled the phone down from my mouth, and I just smiled at him. I go, yep, you have a great day, sir. And he goes, yeah, you too, you little bitch, and walks out the door. Pretty anticlimactic at the end, but those 2 stories are probably my top 5 best retail stories that I've got, and it was absolutely fucking hilarious. Anyways, guys, if you like what you're seeing and you like what you're hearing, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for more of my content. Helps me out a fucking ton, man. And as always, guys, have a fucking fantastic day.
Working 9 to 5 for your average Joe. Weekends come and go, but I stay adamant though. For what my life is worth, always make it work. My intuition led me to my purpose on this earth. First things first, my peace of mind.